this lesson, Word Assignment 3, we will be creating a letterhead template using Microsoft Word. A template is a document type that creates a copy of itself when you open it. For example, I have saved the completed version of the assignment as Word Assignment 3 template, but you can see the extension ends in .docx and not docx, and there is a blue line on top of it, which means it's a template. So when I open the document, it looks like this. And look at the title bar. We see it's a fresh new document ready to be used and saved with a different name. As you can see, it's called Document 6. Instead of creating the structure of the letterhead from scratch, you can reuse a template numerous times to write in your resumes or cover letters for different job applications. In this tutorial, Word Assignment 3, we will be creating simple letterhead using MS Word, as well as using different variations of shapes. We will also use icons and text boxes. Yes, there are numerous templates available in MS Word. However, when we learn the nitty-gritty details in the Word application, it becomes very easy to manipulate any complex design in a template to your advantage. Today, we will be designing our own template and use it to create our mock cover letter for assignment 4 and resume for assignment 5. So let's get to work and design a template. First, let's check out the end product. This is the first page with a letterhead, and this is the second page. Since we know every business letter isn't just one page long, many continues to be 2 pages long. And these 2 elements that you see on the second page are placed on the header as well as the footer section of the letterhead design. And the letterhead design is placed on top of the header section. Therefore, we made sure the letterhead will appear only on the first page, but the theme of the design will continue to the second page. We start with a blank document, and first we are going to save it. We're going to go File and Save As and navigate to our folder, which is in the Document section, the CIS 105 folder, Word Assignment, and 3 Template. And we are going to give a generic title, Word 3 Template. We are saving it with docx so that we don't lose our work. And at the end of the lesson, we are going to save it as a template and then delete the file that we have created right now. So let's go and change the margin. So we will go to Layout tab. We will go to Margins. And from the normal margin, we are going to customize the margin. So the top is 0.6. and the bottom is 0.45, and the left and right stays at 1 inch. And here we are. So do not forget to click Save. We are going to insert 2 elements in the footer and the header section. So we begin with the header section. We will enable the header and we will insert a shape, which is the generic rectangle. We are going to stretch it out and then give it specific size, which is 1.39 3.71. Next, we are going to format it. Let's go to Shape Fill and choose the blue accent one darker 50%. Also choose the outline, and the outline is white background one darker 50%. Now we are going to give our outline some weight. It is more than 6 points, so we have to go and click on More Lines, and the task pane window appears. Here in the width section, it is 1 point. We are going to, that's a default, we are going to increase it, or we could have typed in 10. Okay, we can easily type in 10 and it will work. Okay, and here you can see the weight of the outline has increased. I'm going to exit out of the task pane. I will assign some effects, bevel, and I will choose round. And then manually, when I go to the circular shape, I am going to click on it with my left side of the mouse, and I'm going to place it like this in a diagonal fashion. And I will exit out of the mode. Next, I will do the same thing to the footer section. I'm going to right click and copy this element because it would be the same, and paste it. Keep source formatting and then move it and give it a square wrapping and then move it down. We have already enabled the footer section and place it exactly the same way we have placed the other rectangle. Next, we are going to, let's look at the end product. We will be assigning a gray color line over here. Actually, it's a rectangle. So let's go back to our working page. And still, you're on the footer section. Insert, shape, rectangle. And let's stretch it out and draw a rectangle. The size is this time 0.39 tab 8.51. We will double click to enable the shape format contextual tab, and we will click on and choose gray. What actually it's not gray, we call it white background 1, darker 50%, but it looks gray. We will also assign a shape effect, which is bevel and round. And then we are going to reposition it. And then we will right click and send it to back so that this rectangle will overlap. And this element is going to go back. So this is a very convenient feature. So let's see how it's going to look in the print preview. And here it is. And it is a little bit thicker than the end product. So we will go down and push it, enable, and just square wrap and just push it down. And let's see. Yes, this is fine. So we are done with how the second page will look like. So next we are going to move on to making that letterhead. All right, let's start designing the letterhead. I have, as you can see, written down the measurements mainly for myself since there are so many shape measurements to remember. It is always a good idea to have the measurements at hand. After I'm done, I'm going to delete these texts. For students, it should be a practice to remember where things are. Proficiency is knowing where these tabs are placed and what they do. If the word is text wrap and it pops up, you know exactly where to click. Sizing a shape, you exactly know what to do. By the end of this course, I expect all students to understand these abbreviated instructions. That will show you have reached a proficiency level. So let's roll the ball and start working on the design. So first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a rectangle, a top rectangle. So let's go to Insert. We navigate to Shape in the illustration group, click on it, and we click on the generic rectangle and then draw a rectangle. But before we move the shape, first we need to select Square text wrapping, and in the shape format, we need to go to Position, click on the down arrow, More, Layout Options, and we should uncheck the Move Object with Text. If you do not uncheck it, it will not allow you to move the shape. And then you can move it to the topmost section of the page. Let's size the rectangle. It is 1.7, tab 8.53. So it is over here. Flush it to the top. Next, we are going to format it. So we are going to go to Shape Fill. We will choose the Fill White Background 125% darker. We will give a shape effect, bevel, round. We are going to give an outline, which is 6 point. We will change the color of the outline, which is white background 150% darker, and we are going to adjust it. We can use the up and down arrow to nudge it. All right, we are done with the shape. Next, we are going to create another shape. Let's go to Insert. Let's go to Shape, and this time it is a narrower shape. And we will choose 81 by 8.53. Here we are. And then we are going to assign a 6-point outline. The outline color will be the 50% white background 1, darker 50%. The fill color will be blue accent 1, darker 50%. We will give it a shape effect, the same round, and we are going to nudge it. Also in the position, we should uncheck Move Object with the text, and then they allow us to place it pretty much anywhere. All right, next we are going to assign a top left side rectangle. So let's do that. Let's size it 1.82, 3.48. We can go from here too and uncheck Move Object with Text. Okay, let's assign an outline, 6 points, change the color, darker 50%, change the fill color, blue accent 1, darker 50%. Let's give it a bevel 2, round. And now left click and move it, rotate it, and put this guy over here. Also, I will nudge it this side so that the border goes away. And let's check it out in print section. All right, it looks pretty good. Next, we are going to draw a text box. So let's go and draw a text box. Insert, this time we go to Text Group, click the down arrow, draw a text box. And here we are. We will get rid of the background and outline later, but let's first write in first name, last name, enter, address, just generic, make up some address, enter, phone, generic. All right, let's change the font, go home, change it to Georgia. It is called Georgia Pro CONT Black. Let's change the size of the first line to 28. Center, change this to 15. And let's change this to 12. And center it. Center it. Let's get rid of the color. So go to shape format. You have to be selected. Fill color. We don't need any color. Outline, no color and no outline. So it looks transparent. And we can move and position it the way we want to. There we are. All right, next thing that we are going to create is two icons. One is portfolio and one is for an email. So let's go and see the end product. And here in the end product, we see these two icons, one portfolio, one email. So let's create these icons. So I'm going to navigate back to our working page and I'm going to go to Insert tab, and this time in the Illustrations group, I'm going to click on Icons. And then with the tagline of website, I'm going to search for an icon. This is appropriate, so let me click on it and insert. Always make sure, click on text wrapping so you can move this icon around. Next, we will be searching for another icon. So I'm going to navigate to Insert, go to Icons, and this time I'm searching for email. And I'm going to choose this icon and hit Insert. And again, click on Text Wrapping and choose Square. We want to reduce the icon's size. It is 1 by 1. We will make it 0.5. Next, we will change the size of this too. So we are going to click on it, and in graphic format, we are going to make this 0.5. And here it is. Next, we are going to talk about align guidelines and grid lines. We have come across guidelines. For example, let me show it. If I click on one of the objects and then go through the graphic format and go and click on the down arrow of align and click on use alignment guide, you can see turn on guides that can help you align objects in the document. So these are green lines that appear and helps us align our objects. Okay, if I go to center, see the center line is coming. So we have come. Now that we have seen align guidelines, let's enable the view grid line. So we are going to choose one of the objects and then enable the graphics format contextual tab and go to the align tab in the arrange group. So let's go and click on the down arrow, and this time we enable view grid lines, and I'm going to click on this, and now we have grid lines all over my document. So I'm going to zoom. If you go to the bottom of the page over here, you can easily toggle over here and increase the grid lines. So let me zoom into it. Put them side by side so that we can compare their sizes. All right. Next, we are going to create text boxes for both of these guys. So let's go to Insert and click on text box and draw text boxes. So this is the first text box and we are going to size it. The size is 0.38 tab 1.13 and we are going to move and get it to the middle. And next we are going to type in portfolio, actually uppercase, and we will center it and bold it and also change the font size from 11 to 12. Next, we need a text box for this guy too, the email icon. So we are going to select it, right click, copy, and then paste. And we will paste this with the source format. We will move the text box over here and maybe nudge it a little bit so that it is centered with the icon. Now, we are going to place one icon over here, the portfolio, and the email icon over here. So let's go and change portfolio to email. And next, what we're going to do is we are going to group these two objects in order to move them smoothly. So we are going to select the icon, Control key, and we're going to select the text box. And you can actually navigate to shape format or you could navigate to graphic format. Both of these will have the group feature. Graphic format has the group feature. So you can go either way. So I'm going to click on the group feature and I'm going to group it so that I can move this guy over here. So I'm going to select and I can move and I can place it over here. And I'm going to go and group it. And I'm going to place it over here. Let's move it. Now, let's zoom out. Okay. Next, we are going to get rid of the background color white. We are going to have no color in the fill section. So we are going to go to shape fill and we will choose the option no fill, as well as go to shape outline and choose no outline, and then change the colors to white. Let's go home, change the font cut to white, and also change the icon, navigate to graphics format, and then choose this option, light fill colored outline accent tree. Let's do the same thing over here. We will go to graphics format. We will change the graphic style to light fill colored outline accent tree, and then click on the text box, go to shape format and click on shape fill, no fill, and then no outline, and the font should be white, home and white. And here we are, but I need to nudge the email. Also, I need to, so now they look fine. Now I need to get rid of this grid line. So I'm going to again click on one of them and go to graphic format. I could have gone through shape too, because a line here too can be accessed from here too, and I can go and click on view grid lines and the grid line are gone. There we are. Let's check out our print version, and here it is. We almost done, but not quite. Next, we are going to insert hyperlinks to these two icons over here. Since we are building our portfolio website for this class, we will hyperlink the website URL when we complete that project. Right now, you can link it with any URL, even SMCC URL. I will be linking the portfolio icon for this tutorial to my portfolio link that I built using Wix. So let's start. I'm going to navigate to my website and I'm going to right click the URL. I'm going to navigate back to the assignment. I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to go to Insert, and I will, in the links group, I'm going to click the down arrow of link, and I will insert link, and I'm going to paste it, and I will go OK. So now it is linked to my Wix portfolio. Also, I'm going to link this guy, the email, and I'm going to select it, go to Insert, click on the Insert, and in Links group, I'm going to insert a link, and I'm going to write my email. So, dot, and it has recognized it's an email, and I will go OK. So both of this have been hyperlinked. So now when I hover on the icon and press the Control key on my keyboard, my cursor turns into a hand, and if I click on it, it will take you to the website. So that's how the hyperlink works. So let's go back and hit save. The last step is to save it as a template document. We have already saved it, as we have the name Word Assignment 3 template .docx. That's a generic extension for common Word document. So now we are going to save it as a template first, and then we will use the File Explorer, navigate to our folder, and delete this generic version of the document. So let's do that. So I will go to File. I'm going to go Save As, PC, and I will navigate to my CIS folder, Lesson 3 template, and we have already the generic document that we had saved. So this one, as you can see, is docx, but we will change the save as type from here. We are going to go and click on the down arrow and choose the option of Word template .docx. Okay, so generic is .docx, the extension. Since this document is being saved as a template, we will save it with .docx. So we are going to click on it. And as I click on it, you see that this address has changed. Since Microsoft Suite always saves templates on their own folder, which is custom Office templates within the hard drive of the computer or the device. So we are going to change that, and we are going to save it. Though it is a template, we are going to save it in that same CIS folder. So we are going to navigate to Document, to the CIS folder, and to the template. And we are saving the template within that CIS 105 folder. So I'm going to click on Save. And now you see the name is the same, but it is a template. The extension is .docx. So I'm going to close it, and I'm going to navigate to delete that file. And I had to close it because you cannot delete any file that is opened up. So you have to close that file in order to delete it. So I'm going to, again, from File Explorer, I'm going to navigate to Document and CIS 105 folder, Word Assignment, and I'm going to click on Template, and I am going to delete this file .docx, which ends in, because that's a generic one that we saved at the beginning of the lesson. So I'm going to click on it and right click and delete, or you could have just deleted from here also. Now this is a template. Now, when I open or click to open, see what happens. As it opens up, it is a fresh new document. So it is for keeps. We can reuse a template. So whenever you open up, maybe we open up for a resume and we write in the resume and we can save it with a different name. We can also use the same letterhead for cover letter. Okay, that's why we call it a template. So this was the end of a lesson, and have a great day.